Are you serious? Are you serious? $43 worth of cigars. $43 worth of cigars is what Michael Brown is accused of stealing from a convenience store that led to him being gunned down in the street. Now, this is breaking news coming. First of all, we have Darren Wilson has been identified as the police officer who fatally shot 18-year-old Michael Brown. The police in Ferguson, Missouri, broke their week-long silence on what happened last Saturday. They identified the officer involving the fatal shooting of the unarmed African-American teenager. The Ferguson, Missouri Police Chief Thomas Jackson said the officer was Darren Wilson, a 6-year veteran of the force who had no disciplinary actions taken against him at all. Now, Chief Jackson said Mr. Wilson has been alerted to a robbery at a convenience store shortly before the encounter with the teenager, Michael Brown, age 18, who was walking home from a store on Saturday when he was shot. Mr. Brown's death had ignited several days of protests that have been squashed by police officers shooting rubber bullets and tear gas at groups of demonstrators. Earlier, Chief Jackson said the authorities thought it was an appropriate time to identify the officer. A lot of stakeholders had a big meeting conversation yesterday and then yesterday evening, said Chief Jackson told the St. Louis television station, and we made the determination that today is the day. Nothing specific went into that decision, but we feel that there's a certain calm and there's a huge outcry from the community. So the initial refusal by Chief Jackson to reveal the officer's name had galvanized demonstrators and prompted civil rights groups to go to court to force its release, which by law they have to release and should have already been released. And that's part of the reason why people were getting angrier by the minute, because the police were not, the police chief was not following the law by releasing the incident report. Now that has been done, and we know that Darren Wilson, I don't know anything about Darren Wilson. I don't, other than he has not been charged with anything, and was involved in the shooting. Now, Michael Brown, now we have breaking news coming from CNN, and that was the New York Times. CNN is now saying, and I just also heard on television behind me, I just heard from Fox News confirming that Michael Brown allegedly is accused of stealing $43 worth of cigars. He stole no money, but he's being allegedly accused of stealing $43 worth of cigars. And he had, it goes on to say Darren Wilson is the police officer who shot and killed Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, according to Chief Thomas Jackson. He has not received any disciplinary action with this issue. Minutes before the shooting, Jackson said Wilson had responded to a call about a strong armed robbery at a convenience store nearby. Not an armed robbery. That's where you go in with a weapon. Michael Brown did not go in with a weapon. Allegedly, if he did steal these cigars, and again, allegedly, the 18-year-old young man went into a convenience store without any weapons on him. It was not an armed robbery. He's accused of a strong arm robbery. That's where he just physically wrestles it away from the clerk and just takes it by force. If he did it. If they didn't actually shoot the wrong individual. And anyway, we don't know that. So you're going to hear more and more and more. But what we're hearing now is this young man, unarmed, was shot and killed for allegedly $43 worth of cigars. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. We need to pray for everybody involved. The store owner, the clerk, Michael Brown's family, certainly. Police officer Darren Wilson, his family. We need to pray for the entire city of Ferguson, Missouri. We need to pray for the entire state of Missouri. We need to pray for the entire nation of America. We have to ratchet down this tension. We can't have a police state in this country. And now the politicians are coming out saying, we don't want armored vehicles. We don't want SWAT teams. We don't want this heavy police presence. Well, guess what, guys? Every little town almost across the country has them now. Who mandated that? Who decided that was going to be the new culture? Who made that decision? Where did that agenda get established? Do we need to look past? Do we need to look into the shadow government? Do we need to look at the Luciferians? Do we need to look at the New World Order? Or dare any of us open a Bible and read what it says in Revelation about the beast? That ugly 7-head monster with 10 heads, with 10 horns, and each horn with a crown by the name blasphemy, that will force a one-world government governed by some type of martial law, anti-Christ mentality? Do I dare even bring the similarities of what we've been seeing, not only in America, but around the world? Don't miss today's live broadcast. We'll try to make some sense of all of it and look to the Lord for the answers. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. I'm praying for you. We need a harvest of revival. No wonder we're establishing the days of a harvest coming up 3 days at my church in October. Please be in prayer. Don't miss today's live broadcast. I'm on from 12 to 3 p.m. It will be a power-packed 3 hours from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern at my website, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com.